Yes. Why do we have domestic violence in the family? Why? What is the cause? The number one causes of domestic violence in a family is selfishness, selfish attitude of either the wife or husband or even the children's. That is one of the causes of violence in the family. When one just only knows about he or herself, he doesn't care about others. It could be the food in the house. The wife will just eat it alone without considering that the husband needs to eat or that the children as well need to eat. That is one of the causes of the violence in a family. Another cause of violence in a family is sex. When a man went out to have sex with another woman, or when a woman just start going out having affairs with another man, who is not her husband, it can cause domestic violence in a family. That's infidelity. Another causes of domestic violence in a family is lack of finance. When the man or when the woman is demanding for money and the man couldn't provide it, and maybe the man has the money and every time he used to spend it outside extravagantly without thinking about to keep some for her wife or our children. That's the cause of that violence in a family. Another cause of domestic violence in a family is lack of communication. You can see a woman will just take her own personal decision without letting the husband to be aware of it. Or sometimes even the man will just decide to take his own decision without even informing her wife or the children. He just tried to do it. It's the cause of the violence in a family. Because most of the times, most husbands will not tolerate such a thing, and most wives as well may not tolerate it. And that will bring misunderstanding between two of them. As before you know it, it will bring quarreling, and before you know it, it will lead to fighting, which can cause another harm, damage. It can lead to separation, divorce. So we need to look into the causes of that. Another causes of domestic violence in a family is lack of respect. Respect. There is a saying that respect is a reciprocal. That means if you respect me, I will as well respect you. That you are the husband in a family doesn't mean that your wife will become your housemate. Your wife will no longer express her feeling to you. Your wife will no longer say something. So, your wife has the right to take her decision. But before taking that, she has to inform you. Likewise, the children, they have their own right to take their own decision. When they have arrived the age, at least the age of 15, at the age of 20 years and above, I believe that any child at that age have known some certain things. They can be able to take their own decision. So, on taking that decision, when they make that decision, you don't have to enforce them that they must abide by what you said. You try to teach them, to make them understand the negative effects of the decision they're trying to take. Maybe if it is the one that will not be conducive for them in future time. You have to try to reciprocate them. Try to teach them. Let them be aware of it. If they persist on taking that decision, you can as well allow them to make that mistake. When they see the outcome of it, you can now say, Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? I told you, but you refuse to adhere to my instruction. Now you have seen the outcome of your action. So don't blame me. So we need to respect. Both husband and wife should respect each other. Another thing we should understand is that no one is perfect. No one, including me, I'm not perfect. I, as a man, has my own childish behavior. Likewise, my wife has her own childish behavior. All of us, we get it one by one. So we need to understand each other, tolerate each other. I think by so doing, we can minimize domestic violence. And one more thing we need is effective prayer, and taking the right action. Not only praying all the time, reading the Word of God, meditating on the Word of God, and trying to do the will of God and not just the will of man. Because there's no how God will encourage you to do what is harmful to your spouse. So, by meditating on the Word of God and practicing it, I think the domestic violence we are passing through in different families can be minimized. God bless you.